all the things that are going on in the media and online, like how these things just thinking about
The real and the unreal.
Yeah.
Real is that. What is the definition of real? Real means which is the same as is yesterday, and that is also today, and that will tomorrow. After 10 years, it will remain the same. And unreal is that which is now it looks like this, but after 1 hour it changes, 1 day it changes, 1 month it changes. So in the world of this duality in which we live, we cannot find anything that comes to close to this definition of real object. See, tell me anything we see, we carry, we experience is absolutely all the time the same? Nothing same. To us, apparently, the sun remains the same. But yesterday's sun and today's sun, if you really calculate, so much emission has happened, and sun is becoming cooler. Not in one day, it may take billions and trillions of years, but it is in under the time. So it changes in time and in space. And there is a causation of that, cause and effect. So in the time-space causation, anything within the time-space causation is subject to change, and that is unreal. But there is something we can find out. If we find out, logically speaking, that is never changing, then we can say it is the real. So in the world of duality, only real is that which is called cosmic consciousness. You can call Satchidananda. You can call your big I, the great I, the cosmic I, which does not change. That's our everyday experience from childhood till today. You look at yourself. Every time you say I. What I you are talking? Yesterday's I? That is, it is a body-mind related I is changing every day. But there is something which you say, I had this episode in my early age of 10. I had this experience when I was 20. So there is one I who is not changing, who is saying that I had, when I was in school days, I had a fall and I broke my arm. Somebody in you has observed that breaking of the arm. The same I is saying, standing now, saying that, okay, I had an experience. So that I, real I, is the real I because it is not changing. Look at your own experiences from every day, every incident of the life. Someone is observing in you and you are saying, I saw, I heard, I know, I have seen it. I went to India and a particular temple, I saw this. I say, you saw that moment, but now you have come back. How do you remember that? Unless that same person, how you will remember the same thing? That's why Vedantic analysis is that everything is changing, but there is an unchanging reality. In our experience, we can recognize. You need not have to bring any any big argument in it. It is your own experience. You look at them from morning till now, what you did. Everything has changed. You had your breakfast, you had your going to office, or you did some work here and there and all these things. But you are the same person. You say, I woke up. I took a shower. I had breakfast. That I is not changing. I. That's the I. It's called Aham Dhara. Dhara means the flow. Uninterrupted flow of that I consciousness is behind all the changing experiences. And who is the experiencer? That experiencer must be one. Otherwise, how can you say all your incidents? Oh, my life is so difficult. I had a good time. Oh, I had a bad time. How do you say all these things unless there is someone constant behind this relative body mind complex? Someone who is observing that. So, this is the apparent an analysis. It is our own experience. You say, I dreamt. Your dream, somebody behind you is a bigger I. He said, I dreamt. And you relate that dream. In the dream, I saw an elephant. Where did the elephant come? Elephant has come, elephant has gone. But you have seen the same person, you remain now even. So what is changing, seen, they are called unreal. And who is observing that changes is the real. And that observer, eternal observer, I witness, this I consciousness. We call different it's called devotional language is God. So this is the real, this is the unreal. Artificial intelligence you are talking, that is also unreal. Because it will develop more and more and more. Intelligence is what is expected. You are writing something even in your phone. You are writing some word and some other words are coming just to assist you with 2-3 suggestions. If somebody has put that intelligence with the chips and whatever they do, I do not know the technicalities. But that is subject to limitation. So much is given, that much it can give up. It is given more, it will more memory will be there and he will be supplying more incidents. That's why when you search in the Google engine, they give a big figure. So many places they search in a split second. And they're all pulled into one place. And you see the result, net result. But these are also in the changing, in the realm of change. Who is putting that intelligence, whose brain is working to give this artificial intelligence to work? He is the intelligence behind the apparent intelligence. Here, two intelligence is working. One is artificial intelligence, and behind that somebody is putting those data and other things into the system so it can remind, it can send some message close to the reality, apparent reality of the world. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I would take from what you're saying that even our thoughts, which are always changing, because of the fact that they're always changing, we can't really trust our thinking because it's more, for me, my experience is more, it's a heart experience of realizing rather than a thinking experience.
Yeah, but
because you can't trust we can't trust the change of our ever-moving thoughts.
Exactly. That's why the thoughts are changing. You think of the world today one way. Say, suppose when we are kids in our age, what was our world view? How we used to look at the world? How much we do know? Could you believe that one phone call used to take such a long time to connect, and the voice is disconnected, and you go on dialing. Eh? And now, what has happened? It's a change. And this change is change. It's changing to another something every day. Newer. Your thought. What I thought say every one of us when we were small boys or girls, we are happy with our dolls. Every girl would have a doll. and doll is sick today, doll is having temperature today. All these things happen. My thought about the world, about the reality was one thing. And now the same person who are adult now, they think differently. Thought, we cannot believe in thought. Thought is changing. Understanding is changing. That's why it's called thought comes in the mind. Mind is not real because mind changes. And intelligence is also buddhi, is not real because buddhi also, your understanding about anything changes every day, every moment. So today's advancement in the neuroscience, and if you go after 5 years or short, every day some research is going on, some new information they are collecting, and they're changing their views about of the that sub science. So it is all changing. That's why it is called the sarvang means everything is impermanent. Only one is permanent. The same definition. We'll have to think that only one is the unchanging one. And it makes sense. Otherwise, you cannot find the ground of this diversity. Diversity can only happen only ground of unity. Ocean is the unit substance upon which the infinite number of waves, ripples, and foams and bubbles come. All these are momentary. Bubble does not remain for a long time. Wave does not remain in the same way for a long time. It increases or decreases or subsides. But the ocean does not go anywhere. Ocean is the ground. If that ground is not there, no other expression will be there. So thought, as you said, thought is also within the level. That's why Vedanta says all is Maya. In a simple language, Maya means that which is not there but appears to be there. Because it is why are you giving such a definition? Yes, I saw a beautiful flower yesterday, and one day gone, the flower has become little dry. And tomorrow it will be dried. And what flower? I'm looking at the same flower, but it is changing. How can you hold on to that? But who is observing these changes? He is not changing. Because he says, I saw the flower yesterday, I watered it, but it is drying away. So you observe all these changes of the flower. So sarma, everything is mittha, they call. That's Vedanta says everything is mittha means not, it is illusory. It looks one, but it is not so. So we cannot trust on that.
So a question I have regarding this movement of thought, the changeability of it. So the question would be, is it possible to move outside that changeable realm of thought, which motivates all the human changes and turmoil and destruction in the world? How do we move outside that realm, that changeable realm of thought? Where is it?
Yeah, that we can do.
We do
that? Yeah, that we can do. That we are doing every day. Unconsciously. We have to do consciously. Why? Unconsciously we are doing. Yesterday, some event happened. And you are remembering it today. That event, what happened, that is gone. The point it came and it passed on, situation changed and everything changed. But you are the same person who was standing over there, and you are standing there itself, unchanged one, who is saying, I saw that accident yesterday. So the changing thing is happening. It is unconsciously happening. I am remembering my old stories. You may say, when we say that, oh, you met this Swami, he is now gone to the glory. Can you write some reminiscences? What do? You reminisce about the person you saw in memorial meetings. What we do? We talk about the friendship or the person I knew from how many incidents of the past. So those incidents have gone away. But somebody has observed it and remembered it. As conscious entity can do that. And that is not, it is happening with all of us unconsciously. Now, if I start today, now, I am seeing you. The eyes don't see. There is some conscious entity in me, that is the big eye. Through the instrumentality of the brain and the nervous system and the senses, is experiencing something. I am the experiencer. Just this moment. That is called Vedantic meditation, Vedantic detachment. Nothing happening. The incident is going on as usual. I am only becoming consciously standing aside. Unconsciously that is happening, even if I don't talk. See, this time I spoke with you for 15 minutes. It is happening. But I also know I am speaking. I am not aware that I am the witness consciousness really doing all these things on the basis of that. But it will be spontaneous for after half an hour. Oh, I had talked with all of you for half an hour. No. So it is happening. But we have to be consciously separating ourselves with the object and the experiencer. Experience is one. Three things are necessary. One, experiencer, who is experiencing that I, big I. And one object is there which is changing and experienced through some instrument like eyes, nervous system, neurons, transferring it to mind, mind it to intellect, intellect to ego, small ego. Small ego is supported by the big ego. Small ego has one, what I know about myself. I am hungry. Who is saying I am hungry? It is that big I reflected in the small I and thinking that I am the small I, and the small I has a small body, and the small body is hungry. I am not eaten, or I am hungry. So here also the same thing. What we have to do, as you said, very wonderful question, that it should be, we should have to move consciously, whereas we are doing unconsciously. Every day we are doing that. Vedanta says you are Brahman, you are divine, you are unchanging. Only you do not know. That knowing is called experience. And that makes you a saint. That makes you a sage. That makes you a Brahmogyan. Only knowing and not knowing you are a fool. Ordinary, bewildered by the troubles and things of their life, crying and weeping for the losses and gains, which is already loss and gain. Loss is a fact of life. We'll have to lose everything. When death will come, I will lose everything. Nothing I can take from here. This is the unconscious happening. But one who consciously moves, we call, oh, he's a knowledgeable person. He knows. He sees the one conscious entity behind the unconscious. Transient things he sees, whereas he is the non-changing substance of the reality. So this is the way we have to do, consciously move into that direction, that every action, it is hand, feet, they are doing. It is like an energy, a robot, robotic energy given into that robot, and that is wired in such a way that that information goes to the chips and something like that, and then that directs the hand to rise, grab the box. Like you go to Amazon, how many robots are working together. How many hundreds and thousands of robots? Robots are carrying they are getting the instruction, go there, and there is a box. And the robot goes and grabs that box and brings it back and puts it here. Action body is doing the same thing. Someone is giving that in direction that is, I do not know, that is called the I. And that is reflected through this different. The machine, you give one instruction and the machine does other. That means machine is defective. No. So that defecting machine happens, that's why you go to the doctors. When you go to the doctor means the machine is not working, listening to the boss's instruction. No. The hand is becoming stiff or having back pain or having small this and this. When we go to this body is a robot. But robot, everything is functioning, appears to be real, but it is only robot.
And
Yes.
there is a reading from the gospel that we were doing today. It's a poem. So wondering if she could explain it to us. Neil or Lauren can project the poem on the screen.
Please read that out.
No, Neil will project a poem from the gospel on your screen. Can you explain that to us a little bit more?
Which one? Why should not one be able to realize God or what? No.
This one.
This one. Huh?
Yes, this one.
This is the song. Come, let us go for a walk, O mind, to Kali, the wish-fulfilling tree. And there beneath it, gather the four fruits of life. That means you go to God. Ramakrishna is singing God as Ma Kali. And you go to Ma Kali and you will get everything. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. What you desire, worldly desire, you can fulfill them. Fulfilling of your desires. Or dharma, you can, one goal of it, Ma can give you, God can give you, bestow when you are humble. So good qualities. So there are fruits are all in mother's hand. What is called dharma, righteous living, artha, or wealth and prosperity, kama, all the objects of fulfilling the desires, and moksha, liberation. So mother can give you liberation, mother can give you worldly things also, if you want, whatever. Of you, and beneath it, of your two wives, dispassion and worldliness, bring alone dispassion. We have our mind functions in two ways. One, they attracted to the world, another wants to find the truth, as today's discussion. One, the unreal, another, the real. So if between these two, you make friendship with your real friend, who is to bring them into the dispassion, detachment, renunciation. This is not true. This is apparent. I should not be get stuck into that. So that's that prayer. And on your way to the tree, and ask her son discrimination about the truth. And you make friendship, and the product of that friendship comes the discrimination, dispassion to discrimination. So these are all the philosophical terms put into the poetic language. When will you learn to lie, O mind, the abode of blessedness? You want to lie you want to be in peaceful, in the abode of blessedness, Satchidananda, with cleanliness and defilement on either side of you. So now you raise your consciousness into a higher level. So defilement and cleanliness, then it will be blessed state, then it will appear the same. Only when you have found the way to keep these wives contently under a single roof will you behold the matchless form of the Mother Sama. So when now beginning stage, it is good, it is bad. Give up the bad, take the good. And then when you reach more and more and more, then you will understand you are undefiled. See, we have discussed the same subject, the real and the unreal. That unreal object is there may be good and bad. No? You are watching a movie, there may be beautiful spiritual theme, there may be ugly negative thing. But you are the observer, you are not touched by anything. When you can dissociate, holding on to dispassion, dispassion to discrimination, and then you raise in abode, you can establish yourself, that big I, the unchanging I, real I, then it will be in the blessedness. And in that blessed condition, you will see, oh, these are all the ramblings of the ocean waves and ripples. Same water. It is a violent water form or a mild form, soothing form, and so good and bad, those all go away. And contentedly under a single roof, and you will behold the matchless form of mother. You see mother everywhere then. Ego and ignorance, your parents instantly vanish from your sight. When you reach that state of perfection, then the ego and ignorance all will leave you. And should delusion seek to drag you to its soul, manfully cling to the pillar of patience. When it happens like that, hold on to the pillar of patience, hold on to the feet, and try one day that I am this, and you cannot reach that point, then you hold on with patience to practice this. Tie to the post of unconcern the goats of vice and virtue. Your vice and virtue, dharma, adharma, you just cling to the pillar of patience and tie it unconcerned. You don't, things happening, it is a vice or virtue, you are indifferent to that. Because you are established in your divine consciousness. You know that you are unchanging absolute reality. Killing them with the sword of knowledge if they rebel. So keep the sword of knowledge. And with the knowledge sword, cut it, all this duality. With the children of worldliness, your first wife, plead for a goodly distance. So with the children of worldliness, worldly attachment, worldly things, when it comes in our mind, that is the first wife, plead for a goodly, to keep away a little bit. And if they will not listen, if they don't listen to your words of wisdom, worldliness, idea, drown them in the wisdom sea. If the worldliness does not leave you, you drown the worldliness thought soak into the wisdom ocean. As Ramakrishna said, turn over every attitude towards God. The desire, turn it to realizing God as desire. Turning, you want that Swami Turiyananda went to as a Hori to Ramakrishna and said, how can I conquer lust? So Ramakrishna said, why to be drastic about that? Give a turn to the lust. I am lustful for worldly thing, I will be lustful for God. So that is the idea here. If they will not listen, drown them in the wisdom sea. Says Ramprasad, if you do as I say, you can submit a good account or mind to the king of death. That means when death comes, you will not be worried about anything because you are established in your divine self. You know good and bad matters little. Death and life is only a show. And I shall be well pleased with you and call you my darling. So beautiful idea. Okay.
Thank you. We were just overwhelmed with all the metaphors. So thank you for explaining them all to us. It made it much clearer.
Yeah.
Swamiji.
All the songs Ramakrishna sang, Ramprasad, Kamalakanto, they are very philosophical. You have to understand with Vedantic perspective. They talk about the high philosophy, but in a sense, form which appears like a music. That's why Indian music and songs have so much depth in it. Other side is also there. Rhythm, your note, tune, all these things are there. But the major thing is the theme. The subject is so deep there. Okay? So, I think you are okay with it? Or do you have any other question?
I just have one question. So when you talk about the observer as being the eternal true self, ourselves that is unchanging, in the observed, which is the changeable, transitory nature of existence, does that not set up a duality between the observer and what's being observed? And how can one reconcile that apparent duality?
The apparent duality will vanish when you get into, because my focus in the duality. I'm looking at the duality, all the experiences. But here is somebody who is observing. Now you turn your attention from this external, turn this way. As you go back, you enter into the ocean. Then what happens with the rambling of the waves and bubbles and ripples on the surface? Millions, billions, trillions of creation. What does it matter to you? You just dive deep into the ocean. You are who you are. Just dive there and then see. You go to the deep sea and down scuba diving. See how calm, how serene. Where is rambling? Where is force? Where is disturbance? Calm, serene, full of peace and joy. So we have to practice that to dive down into ourselves. That's the
There's no separation from the observer and the observed.
Automatically it will drop. Observer will remain only, and observed and everything will drop automatically. There is no such a thing. You are illusory. You are only thinking because you are keeping a separation. But when you know it is H2O, so whole ocean is H2O, then where to go? Rambling is also God, and calmness is also God. That's why in the song we just read, good and bad, all will be same in that state. But from our state, we have the duality. Then duality will not bother you. Then duality, through the duality, you will see the sameness. Because same power, same energy, same Satchidananda will be in your experience. You look at the different ornaments, but you will be able to see same gold everywhere. You see the ornament, which is a name and form, different one from the other, but its gold is all the one, same everywhere. Even in a good ornament, or you like it or dislike it, it is the same truth. Ocean, it's called the gold, 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 gold. Okay, thank you all. Jai Ma.
Thank you.
Spending time with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to be
Stay
with you.
well. Stay well.
Eh? Oh, today is one thing. 18th. Today is Ramakrishna's English birthday, according to English calendar. Right. Okay.
Have fun.
তোমার তো এখানেই বসে থাকতে হবে, আরতি দেখতে যেতে হবে।